This week on the Lonnie and Ryan podcast.
And that's the video that exploded because when I opened up the bag, the strap, the original strap from the early 70s, that's super rare, was not in the box. They didn't ship it back to me. Not only were they not helpful, they were basically saying I was a liar, but not in those words, but in their responses. I bought it at a garage sale for $25 over a year ago, put it in my desk pile, didn't touch it. Definitely, I don't know if I'll ever send anything again that has to go to authentication.
Today, Lonnie and I are welcoming back our good friend Amber from the YouTube channel known as Amber Resells. This is the second time she's been on our show. If you didn't see the first episode, definitely go check it out. But this week she is returning in the midst of her taking the eBay reselling space by storm. She's had a situation that has happened with eBay that has gone mega viral on Instagram and all the other social media platforms, and we are so excited to talk to her about it today. Join us in welcoming Amber Resells. Amber Resells, thanks for doing this again, Amber. We're excited.
I'm excited to be back. Thanks for having me back. Hello, everybody.
I think, yeah, we're very excited. I think we wanted to kind of start this, okay, with because a lot's happened since you were on the show, what, like three months ago, something like that. I think you were like our second or third episode or something.
Third, but episode 3 was first guest though.
First guest ever. Yeah.
Yes, you were our first, Amber.
But a lot's happened since we sat down with you the first time, and hey, we predicted it. We said if you start posting, good things are going to happen.
I know, and I said I would come back when I have a 1 million view short form. And then we scheduled this, and then I got a 1 million view short form right after that.
Yep.
Guess it was
so
meant to be.
But we were thinking, with all of that's happened over the past, 3 months, obviously, in the past couple of weeks, you've had something really crazy happen. So we were thinking of maybe, opening up the show with you telling that story. I think a lot of people probably know it, but a lot might not have heard it yet.
There's a pretty big difference between the people who follow your guys' content and my content. So there's probably a lot of people watching who have no idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Lonnie and Ryan got me to start creating short form content. Really, you guys were the catalyst at the beginning of the year. And then Instagram Meta gave me incentive to post 60 videos. So that really got me to start posting. And this last couple of weeks, I had a series take off, and it was basically me in a fight with eBay. Like the very short and sweet of why it took off was because there was drama involved. So let me go back just a little further. When I started these 60 videos, short form videos, I started doing series where I would give an update on something that was in progress. So for example, I had a Facebook buyer who wanted to mail me a check, and I thought they were legit. So I did a video saying I was going to take the check, and then he had to come back to see what happened. Anyways, I started doing these series for the videos, and I remember telling Lonnie and Ryan, like, what happens if something goes wrong? Because I'm posting live, and I think Lonnie was the one like, if something goes wrong, the video will do great.
Yep, that's right.
So fast forward to this latest series, I found a very rare vintage Coach bag, and I didn't even realize how rare it was. I bought it at a garage sale for $25 over a year ago, put it in my desk pile, didn't touch it. And then I was doing a video about my unlisted inventory. Someone was interested in the bag. And anyways, that started the ball rolling into learning more about this bag, and posted a video about it. And then it blew up in the Coach community. That video did. And I got like 2,000 followers from the Coach community from that video, because this bag is very rare. It's from the early 70s, and turns out it's worth, eventually we'll find out what it's worth. So
you paid $25 for it?
Yes, $25 at a garage sale.
And it was in your death pile. It was in your death pile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And I walked away from the garage sale, and then I was like, I don't know. My gut's telling me, because I couldn't tell if it was real or not. It didn't have the creed on the inside that Coach purses are supposed to have. And so I thought it might be fake. So I left the garage sale, and I'm like, I don't know. Something is telling me this is real. It's very high quality. So I went back and bought it. But then, I put it in my unlisted inventory and didn't touch it. Well, what it turns out is that when they first started creating Coach, they didn't have creeds in the bags. So if you find a Coach bag without a creed, it might be a fake, or it might be one of the originals that's worth way more than any other Coach bag, which is what I had. And so, yeah, I posted this video about it, and then it blew up within the Coach community because it was so rare. And, I got a bunch of comments about it. I got it authenticated, which is important later in the story. Got it authenticated through a couple of Facebook groups where Coach collectors are in these groups, and then hundreds of people liked my post about, is this authentic or not? And everyone said it was authentic. So anyways, I was posting short videos about this. I decided to post it on auction on eBay. And I posted a video saying I was going to put it on auction. And a lot of people who had been following the story in the Coach community came over to eBay and bid on the bag. Any details that I need to add that you guys think are important so far?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, the biggest detail so far has been the year and the death pile thing. Like, my gosh.
Yeah, that's wild. So you had no idea what it was worth prior to all of this?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know if it was real or not still.
Right.
I just had, picked up the sale, and we were doing a big house project. And I picked that up my last week of maternity leave. And then I went back to work. So then, progress slowed substantially. So anyways, fast forward to the year, made the series, posted it on auction, got bid up to $1,100 is what it ended up selling for.
Wow.
Which meant that it had to go to eBay's authentication department.
It was $1,125.
Yeah, right. Lonnie's got all the details down. I don't know. I'm so impressed when you recapped it on your channel. You did it much more succinctly. Anyways, so it sold for $1,125, and then I sent it off to eBay's authentication department because that's required. And I posted a video, of course, that was like, it sold. I'm sending it off to eBay's authentication department. That's the last step before it gets
right.
Yay!
Yay!
You weren't even getting started yet.
Right, exactly. So then eBay rejected it. And they have rejected one other thing. I had to go to eBay authentication. They also rejected.
Yes.
Yep.
So I was frustrated, but also not super shocked because of my prior experience. And then the buyer, she had been one of the people following the Instagram stories, the Instagram shorts or reels, I guess is what they're called, right?
Right.
And so she reached out to me even before I saw that was rejected. She must have seen it was rejected within like 5 minutes of it getting rejected.
Wow.
Messaged me on Instagram and was like, I will pay you cash. Well, she said, I will pay you PayPal, friends and family. She also specified, I will pay you friends and family on PayPal right now.
Wow.
Please send me that bag as soon as you get back from eBay. Which I thought was so nice. Amazing. That she like, and then I give her my account and she tried to send it to me and she's like, this must be a business account. Do you have another one? She's like, I can't send it friends and family. So she went through the trouble of waiting for me to give her another account just so she could send it to me friends and family.
Wow.
So I had $1,000 now sitting in my account. I get the bag back and eBay has put it in a much, much smaller box than when I sent it out in. So I was worried they had folded this bag because it's really big. So I recorded live me opening the box. And that's the video that exploded because when I opened up the bag, the strap, the original strap from the early 70s, that's super rare, was not in the box. They didn't ship it back to me. So that's the video, where things went wrong, as we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
And that video blew up. It has, have you guys looked today?
It was over 2, right?
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 million views.
Wow.
And that's a few 100,000 from Facebook and the rest are from Instagram.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I know you're going to continue the story, right? So
no, ask questions.
No, but I want to stop there. So in that video, I looked at a lot of the comments in that video.
Mm-hmm.
Did it bother you how many people were saying you did the strap wrong?
That I packaged it wrong.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have. Like, do you regret how you packed it?
Yeah, I regret that I should have had a really low expectation of their abilities. Yep. I vastly overestimated the authentication department's abilities and their training, their processes, all that stuff. And I thought about it before I shipped it. I thought about even like writing out a whole explanation of like, this is where the bag's from. Check this website. It has this, which is needed. It has this. Like, I thought about writing out that, but then I thought of when we have buyers send us stuff
Right.
that's like
Insulting them.
yeah, it's like, take
Yeah.
it, make sure whatever. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be that person.
And you
Well,
should have been that person.
yeah,
dude.
it should have been that person. The strap is packaged in a separate box. Don't throw it away, please.
And
This
then
is how I know
also,
it's authentic. Here's the
how many times did you get called a liar in the comments of that video?
I bet
saying,
none.
Oh,
I bet none. You think
it went viral, Lonnie.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It was surprising to me that it took so long. It was like 800,000 views before someone was like, clearly the box is cut. Pause the video at 40. Pause the
The
video.
conspiracy theorists.
Are you
come out.
serious?
Yeah, like
That's
at
crazy.
around 800,000 views, all of a sudden someone's like, pause the video at this timestamp. You can see she cut the box. And then someone commented like, oh, I'm so glad you said this.
Ridiculous.
Wait, what do you mean?
then
Like
they started,
you had already opened it, took the strap out, and then
recorded it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at some point, someone else commented, I'm not saying that she did it, but someone else might have cut it. And then they took it out of the box.
They never heard of
Conspiracy.
Occam's razor before, have they?
Yeah,
They
right.
went through it.
So
Oh my God.
I was shocked that it took 800,000 views before people started coming up with this is, this is just done for the views.
You know why? It's because when you speak, you look
Trustworthy.
honest.
Yeah.
You look honest and reputable, and you sound like you've got it together. You're not, even in the thick of it, you were never like unhinged. You never came off as unhinged. Or
I had
your reaction was,
they said that I was unhinged, but that was one comment out of thousands.
No, I didn't think you were unhinged, but your reaction was very genuine.
Yeah. Oh, that reaction. Yeah.
I think you could tell that you were very distraught, and you're like, my heart's racing, and you could tell you're like freaking out.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't get it. If I would have recorded it, the opening separately, and then come on camera and said what happened, I would have probably gotten that comment right away.
Thank goodness you filmed that.
I know, right?
Oh, no kidding. You know what that reminded me of a little bit is when you would film the videos of you checking your test scores before you became.
That was a long time ago. Throwback.
You know, like that live visceral reaction that you would catch. You're pretty good at catching those on camera.
Yeah.
I just turned the camera on. That's the only trick to it.
Right. Amber's face will do the rest.
Yeah. For the rest of you guys, for my job, I'm an actuary. So I had to take a bunch of exams. And Lonnie and Ryan were around and watching in the days I was taking actuarial exams. And so, there's a couple exams where I recorded me opening the results, including one where I failed, and it cost me another year of my life because I failed that exam.
That was rough, man. That was so hard to watch.
And I got a 5. I needed a 6 to pass. Yeah, that was awful. And then COVID happened. It literally took me a year to get that 5 to passing.
I have another question, and not just about this strap. I shouldn't even ask that because that wasn't fair. But I mean, I would have probably been
about what I would have
because like you had so many people telling you what you should have done with the strap.
Yeah.
With rear, in the rear view, but whatever. But the other thing I was thinking, and this was when you were in the thick of it, and we didn't really interrupt you too much because like you were doing your thing. But I was a little bit surprised how distraught you were, because I was like, I mean, I know it's a lot of money. I get it. But it's content. Like, at that point right there, were you like just truly just only zoned in on like what was going on with that? Or were you thinking about it from the content angle at all?
Well, I mean, you can tell I was a little bit because I was like, this is going to look staged. And I said that out loud. And I feel like that is a content mindset of thinking, oh, wow, this is crazy, but this is going to look staged. Like that is a content thought. Yep. But I think my other thought was, I already sold this and this buyer is waiting and her money is sitting in my bank account. And so I think that was where my distraught came from, was like, her money is already in my account. She's already me.
Makes sense.
Now I've got to go back to her and say, the strap didn't come, and hopefully she believes me, and like she's not going to be too upset. Like now I have to go deal with my buyer.
You were lucky on a couple fronts with her, because not only was she a viewer of your social media, so it made things a lot easier, but she was also just a great person.
Yeah,
The story isn't over yet, so I won't, say too much more, but
so we're gonna take the whole hour to tell this.
Okay. Go ahead. Keep going, Amber. Sorry.
No, I don't care. I mean, obviously people find it fascinating. That's why, yeah. Well, I guess I can say from that video, people in my personal life who've never seen my social media saw those videos. So like they clearly had a mass appeal because so many people have been telling me that they've had this video come up on their feed. Okay, so wait, Lonnie, do you have any more that you wanted to add?
No. I want to let you finish it out now.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there was any other negative. Yeah, about the packing, I would do it differently for sure. Basically, just if you send something authentication, assume somebody doesn't know what they're doing and then pack it like that. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I made this update about opening up the box, the strap wasn't there. And again, I'm posting these live and everybody's waiting for the update, which I think is great for social media growth.
Totally.
Because everybody wanted to see what happened. And so they started following my account or accounts.
Super
really
invested.
where it was blowing up the most. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. Yeah. So if you're looking for social media growth, these series where you're posting live are a great way to grow, especially if something goes wrong. Right. But then at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen either. And I've already promised that I will be posting updates. So it was nerve-wracking also from that standpoint of I've already promised I'm going to post updates no matter what happens here. So then that's Saturdays when I open the box. I reach out to eBay through their Instagram, eBay for sellers, and I opened a case on eBay. Didn't hear anything back because it's the weekend. Sunday, didn't hear anything back. Monday, first thing, the eBay for sellers Instagram responds to me, and they were not helpful. Not only were they not helpful, they were basically saying I was a liar, but not in those words, but in their responses. Mm-hmm. So I thought about what all I want to share in that conversation. I'll give the background that the week before I had reached out to this same account and asked them, can you give me details on why it's getting rejected? Because I already knew it was authentic and it said it was getting rejected because it's unverified.
Right.
And they said unverified means we're not saying it's not authentic. We're just saying that we cannot confirm it's authentic. And they said this can happen with rare vintage items because they have nothing to compare it to. Mm-hmm. So then when I'm talking to her on this Monday after, I said, hey, I got the package back, but the strap's not included. I don't remember exactly what else I said, but basically we have a problem. The strap's not here. And her first response was, we talked last week and I told you that you never sent the strap. The authenticator noted you never sent the strap.
Whoa.
And then my immediate response was, no, you did not say that. And all you have to do is scroll up in the chat. And
right. The receipts are right there.
Yeah.
Did you share that on? Did you share that on social media or not?
I didn't talk about social media.
So they called you a liar, and then they also lied themselves.
Well, they never called me a liar. They just
right
in the later conversation, basically saying that. Basically, they were just saying you never sent the strap, and they just held that story throughout our entire conversation. But yeah, the very first thing she said was, "I told you that." They said you didn't send the strap, and I said. Mm-hmm. No, you did it. Yeah. All you have to do is scroll back and see that that's not true.
It's like a Jedi mind trick, huh? Like, oh yes, you did tell me that. You know.
Well, the word of the decade is gaslighting. So I don't know. Right. It's overused, but that's the word that came to mind.
That's exactly it. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so they weren't helpful, and then I called the authentication department over my lunch break, and she immediately said the same thing. Like, well. Based on our notes, you didn't send the strap, so there's nothing we can do. You never sent it. And I was like, but I did, and pushed back on her. I also, because of one that's on social media, and two, because the eBay for sellers was already conflicting and saying they said something didn't, I wanted to record the conversation with the authentication department. Mm-hmm. And so I said that on the phone to her that I was recording a call because I started recording as soon as I called. And then she immediately was like, I do not give you your consent to record this. Please do not record me. I'm not giving you my consent to record. And she repeated it like at least 3 times during the call, which Lonnie, I was thinking of you. I know you've recorded them. And
I've recorded them before. And to back up a bit, when you started the call with her, she said this is on a recorded line or not.
That was
right?
that was a later call.
That was a later call. Okay.
No, this one,
Okay.
it just I called the customer service, so it just starts off, like while you're waiting for it to ring through, it tells you these calls might be recorded.
Okay.
So it was just the automated message on that one.
So next time, don't tell them.
Yeah, I didn't know what the law was, so I was like, I'll just, I didn't know if I had to tell her what the rules were exactly. And then, she said that the authenticated note, I didn't send the strap. I said, but I did, pushed back on her. And then she eventually said, I'll see what I can do and I'll call you back later. And then, fast forward a couple hours later, somebody calls me. It's a different person from the authentication department. I think, based on their voices, I think it was someone different. And this is what I said in the video. So just to recap what the call was, it was very short. I said, hi, this is Amber. She said, this is whoever from the authentication department. Before we begin, I just want to inform you that I will be recording this call. And then I said, no problem. I'm also recording this call. And then she said, okay, we're going to have to hang up then, and I will have to email you. And I was like, okay, sounds good. It was strange.
That is strange.
How can you do that? How can you do that? How can you say that? How can you say, I'm recording you? I'm recording you. Okay, well, I can't have that. And then
I wasn't surprised. I bet it's just corporate practice.
Sure.
But it's still annoying. It's like, you, for your legal coverage, have to record. But for your legal coverage, you also cannot talk to me if I'm recording. They're probably trying to cover themselves from liability by not letting me record.
Honestly, it was probably better for you anyways, because now anything they say is in a text document.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. And again,
how is that better or worse? I don't.
Because this was I was obviously going to post on social media. And at this point I knew I had millions of people following. I didn't want to take a chance. They could say that I said something and that wasn't true, or that I said something they said and they're like, we never said that. So without social media, I don't know if I would have been so adamant about recording. But because of social media, I'm not going to take my credibility, my credibility up to them to tell the truth at this point.
Well, especially after you'd already been lied to, not by that department, but you had already been lied to that they told you they didn't have the strap.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So, then the email came through and they said, I was not able to verify that you sent the strap. However, as a one-time courtesy, we're going to offer you 33% off. And then I posted the video and said that I was going to take the 33% after going back and forth with them. And also they were pushing back so strongly. And even to get to that point, I had to push back against them pretty hard, even to get to the 33%. And I posted the video saying, I'm going to take the offer, but what would you guys do? And 90% of the comments were like, do not take that offer. That is way too low.
Damn the man, fight the power.
It was either that or it was, you need to sue them, get a lawyer, you need to sue them. What would you guys have done? Take the offer or not?
I would have took the money. I would have took it and moved on. Especially you also have to include your just emotional state and just how done with it you were kind of done with it at that point, weren't you?
Yeah, I was ready to move on. Also, there's a little bit of in my head of too, am I getting in hot water with eBay? Am I gonna get my account suspended or I might already be on a don't do something with her list because of this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and also it was getting so much attention online. That's part of where the stress came from, was how many eyes were on what's happening and just wanting that to be resolved. Because on one hand, it's great because my accounts are growing like crazy. But on the other hand, I know all these people are watching what's going on. And
wow. So okay, we haven't talked about that. So you found that really uncomfortable, didn't you? Knowing that 1 million+ people are potentially waiting for your next move.
Right. And in a
That is
situation
weird.
that I'm not in control of what's going to happen, I can influence what's going to happen, but I'm not in complete control. And then also, I don't know.
And every move you make is going to get second guessed by a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah. And I also feel like it is in the realm, like I am hurting the reputation. I am getting tons of comments telling me I'm never going to use eBay again. I'm not going to send the authentication department. Like there's clear detriment to eBay happening. And that makes me nervous about what that could be for me.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So it was exciting.
eBay's got a past though. eBay's got a bit of a past.
Oh, they have a big bit of a past
of retribution. They just settled
that
something
came to
back
my
in
mind
March.
too. That came to my mind too. They literally got sued for stalking someone who's giving them bad publicity. I think they're probably past that, given that they literally got jail time, right? Or at least got
a lot
consequences.
I actually looked
multiple
it up the
people,
other day.
Right?
Yeah, they just they just set, like, it was going to trial back in March, and they just settled with the Steiners back in March, like days before trial. So
do you want to give a recap for anyone watching who didn't follow this?
Oh man. Well, yeah, the Steiners, they run e-commerce bites. It's an online, like, it's news for resellers about, and they cover eBay and USPS and Amazon and, all the platforms and anything to do with the reselling. And they gave eBay some bad press about something. And allegedly, now I think this was what was going to trial. Devin Wenig was the CEO at the time, and allegedly the hit came from on high from the CEO, and he basically ordered them to be silenced. And so members of the security team, and go read it. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get something wrong.
He resigned, didn't he? I remember when he left. So I wonder if that's the reason why.
Gee. Right. But yeah, they were sending, man, they were doing all kind of, they were like setting them up to make it look like they were inviting like swingers to come to their house. They were they sent them like dead animal parts.
Yeah, like a carcass, I think.
And they send them like spiders and stuff too.
Yeah. Just like, and they were like tailing them and stuff. They were having them surveilled, like just the most terrifying.
Yeah. Terrifying. And my watch is just like, at eBay, never using your app again. At eBay, can't believe you do this. I'm never going to use this again. At eBay, do something about this now. At eBay, you need to sue them. At eBay.
Yeah, it's not like this actually has happened. Not with the current regime.
Right.
But they have a history.
I wonder what that settlement was. I bet it was a lot.
Yeah, it didn't say. It said how much. Well, when I read the article, it said how much they were asking for, but not how much they settled for.
I wouldn't be, Ryan and I were talking about this the other day. I wouldn't be shocked if it was like, would 100 million be nine figures? Is that what that is? No. Yeah. No. Right. Yeah. 9. I think it might be up to $100 million. Like, do you know how bad that trial would have been? It would have been. And if they would have brought in, like, oh gosh. Yeah, they would have brought in all the C-suite from eBay, and Wenig would have had to come back. They would have went through, they would have subpoenaed all his phone stuff and everything. Like, they didn't want that. They want that. They would pay. I would think they would pay up to 100 million not to go through that trial. Who knows?
Right. We'll never know.
But yeah, that's you had good reason to worry.
Yeah, or at least think they might give me some kind of consequence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I decided to accept the offer. So I sent a response to eBay saying that I accept at 8 a.m. on, I don't know what we were at this point, Wednesday, I think. And then at 11 a.m., around 11 a.m., I missed a call from someone in California, which I don't know still that if it's eBay or not. Because the last time they called me, it came up as eBay. This time when they called me, what I think that was them calling me, it didn't come up as eBay. It just said something about California. Anyways, I missed the call. And then like 5 or 10 minutes later, the timestamps are on the video if you really care, but like 5 or 10 minutes later, I get a message from the eBay for Sellers Instagram account who had been stonewalling me the entire conversation. And then she just sends me a message, we've decided to give you a full refund and not the 33%. Yeah. I couldn't believe it came from her because she was the least cooperative of anyone I talked to. And and then like 10 minutes later, they gave me a full refund, even the fees, which I didn't expect that. Yeah. Like originally they paid me out around $950 because I paid the shipping, whatever. It was around $950. And they took back $950 and then they credited $1,125 so that I got back everything, even their fees. I think they wanted me to post that screenshot that's like, we gave her $1,125. Stop tagging us. I think that was maybe their
So there was a backroom meeting there that morning.
That's
at eBay.
My guess is the eBay for Sellers Instagram was just like, I'm not even going to talk to anybody else. I'm just going to get rid of this girl. That's this is my guess. My assumption, all my thoughts is I don't know, have 100% proof of this, but that was my guess. And then the authentication department, I think that they probably had some kind of rule that they could offer without going higher up is my guess. And then they had time to talk to the higher ups after that. And then someone higher up was like, fix this situation.
You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, this thing is blowing up. Fix this situation.
Do you think that, and this is of course speculation, so whatever the answer is doesn't really matter, I guess, but do you think that they had evidence that you did ship it and knew that they weren't telling the truth the whole time? Or do you think that they really didn't know the truth, but because of your social media explosion, they're like, we need to fix this ASAP because this is a PR crisis? What do you think was going through their head?
To be fair, the authentication department, they were very legally protective of themselves and all the wording they used with me. They never said they did or did not see the strap. They never said that the packaging did or did not indicate the strap was in there. They just always would say, we have not found whatever. Well, I don't have proof the strap's in there, or I was not able to verify this. I was not able to verify the straps in there. They were very good about using wording that if they were in a lawsuit, they could say, we never said that it was in there, but they could also say, we never said it wasn't in there. So what's your question again? Do I think that they had proof that it was in there and were just trying to push me away?
Right. Or do you think that, they really didn't know the truth?
Have video, but if they watched the video, they would have just seen a big, like a package of something, which to me is proof that I'm telling the truth.
Right.
But
wait, how was the strap? So you had a big outer box.
Yeah.
And then you had the bag in there. How was the strap actually packed in the box?
So I vividly remember, say this is the strap. I vividly remember setting it in the side, but I don't remember if I had it wrapped just in bubble wrap or if I had it in bubble wrap with a package of packing paper around it. I wish I would have recorded, because now I've thought back to that situation, so many times, like, how exactly did I package it? I vividly remember exactly which corner I packaged it in. I remember shutting the lid and then being like, did you put it in there? And opening it back up.
Oh, no. You kidding me?
And checking it again. So I'm glad I have that memory, though, because it made me feel a lot better when this all happened, because I was like, I know I double checked. I remember vividly double checking because I felt kind of silly at the time. Like, you're really going to check again? I'm like, it's $1,000 bag. Just check again. And then I made sure it was in there. But I don't remember if I had it just in bubble wrap and then put it in there, if I had it in bubble wrap with packing paper around it and then put it in there. I wish I would have recorded it. Obviously, I wish that now.
Right.
But I know exactly that I remember putting it in the corner. And I remember reopening the box. So
well, even if you didn't have, a recording of putting it in there. Okay, so you sent the box, right? Unless the box was open, or you didn't seal it, or it got damaged and then a big hole was in it and then it fell out, but they never mentioned anything like that. So unless that happened, then if you didn't mail the strap, then it would have been like on wherever you were packing, it would have been sitting right there when you got home.
You'd still have it.
Right.
You would have it.
I think like Saturday was when I opened the box, and I think on Tuesday, the eBay people had gotten in my head enough that I was like,
you're
I have a
guessing.
picture.
Yeah.
So I went and
Yep.
searched my car. I went and searched my packaging room. I went and searched my listing room.
Hey, Amber, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
What if we end this interview, like, or this podcast, after this podcast is over, you're like, time to go to relax, go to bed, whatever. And then you like trip over something and it's the friggin' strap. What are you going to do then?
I already made sure that's not going to happen.
No, but if it did.
That is like, no, because that's like a nightmare. That is absolutely a nightmare. A literal nightmare. Someone commented on my Facebook, sorry, it's like tangentially related, and was like, I had a dream last night that someone went to the dump and found your strap, mailed it back to you.
Yeah, maybe you'll find it at the Benz one day.
Yeah, and then also the top comment on my final picture was someone saying like, I had to go to therapy because of this series. And it got so many people like laughing or reacting to it.
You know you're doing good, Amber, whenever your video, like people inside of your video, their comments are going viral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? like just from being around in your universe, they're
people's comments have 5,000 likes or whatever.
It was it was definitely cool to have so many people who were ready for the next one to get uploaded. Like when I post an update, sometimes I post a video and I'm like, oh, I need to change the caption or whatever. And I post a video and it's already getting thousands of views. And I'm like, okay, I really need to make sure I have the caption done before I post it. And like this is all good because a bunch of people are going to watch it within a few minutes.
Like I remember you posted one of the updates and it was like only a few hours old and it had like 800 comments or something ridiculous.
At one point, because I took my watch and I'm like, I have to put my watch somewhere because it was buzzing like every second. Which like bzz, bzz. And I'm like, I can't even like normally, it buzzes when I get a comment, but it doesn't distract me because I'm just used to it, buzzing it throughout the day. I'll check it eventually. But it was buzzing so much. I'm like, all right, I gotta separate myself from this. I guess I could have turned off notifications, but I just put my phone and my watch away.
I'm thinking of so many questions now. So if you could go back in time, Amber, and I know you have a little more to say. If you
I had a question I was going to ask you guys, so I was trying to remember. I'll think of it once you're done. Go ahead.
If you could go back in time to when that bag got to authentication and you could wave a wand and they find the strap, they see the strap and they like, well, yeah, this is that rare Coach bag I was telling you about, Joey. Look, it's the real deal. And then it makes it to the customer, right? If you could go back and make that happen instead of what actually happened.
Oh, no.
What would you rather?
I feel like the answer is going to be polarizing for people.
I'm not trying to do a gotcha here. I just
looking at where we are at today, I'm okay with. Well, but then the buyer didn't get the strap. That's the big.
Yeah.
Everything else resolved positively, except that the buyer didn't get the bag in the condition they wanted. So barring that, everything else I'm fine with because
I love how twice now you have been so customer centric in your answer. And I have balloons. That's 2 times now that Amber has thought of her customer's experience over her own. Twice now.
She was really a customer. She was like never doubting me, unlike eBay, who was, just sticking up for the company the whole time. No, she was always on my side the whole way through. So that was nice. Yeah. And she was also like, obviously really trusting of me, where she was like, I'll send it to you, friends and family. And I'm just a girl on the internet that she's been watching.
You're not.
I'm not her friend. I'm not, she doesn't know me in real life.
It's funny you say that, but because I've noticed we've had like people we've dealt with locally here where we live, and like we'll talk to them or whatever, and they're kind of standoffish. Like one of them was like, I was making some like a bulk buy from a guy, and he was real nervous and like and stuff, and we met him in a parking lot and we bought some stuff, and he was like real on edge. And then I said, yeah, we're on YouTube. We're Shed Flips on YouTube. And then we met, and then he messaged me a week later, and he said, y'all can come to the house this time. A little while later, and I think I might have shown Ryan a photo, we're in their living room. Now we're buying in their living room. And when we go in, they have one of our videos playing on their big screen. So
amazing.
that is like the power of social media, because people can seriously, it's really hard to fake a long history of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially long form videos. I think I know this is all short form content, but I feel like people I watch long form, I feel really connected to, because you watch them for such a long period of time over years.
You get to know them inside and out, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that the end of the saga? I think so.
No, I don't think you.
The buyer getting to the bag.
Yeah, the final destination of the.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I had posted the update saying I was going to take the 33% offer, as soon as the buyer saw that video, she messaged me and said, basically, it looks like we're not going to get the strap back. I'm still willing to buy the bag. And what do you think is reasonable? She's like $750, $800, like whatever you think. Again, this buyer has been amazing the whole time. And I said, how about $750 and I'll cover the shipping. So shipped it out to her. And then the next day is when I found out that eBay was going to give me a full refund.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, well, now eBay is giving me $1,100. The buyer just gave me $750. And now I feel like I'm making out too good. Right. So I gave the buyer $200, and she was actually like really happy. She's like, it made my day when you said you wanted to send me the $200 back. I'm like, okay, good. So I sent her the $200 back. And then when I posted an update about getting the refund, honestly, I felt good about sending her the $200. But I thought there was likely people who would say that I should give her more, or like there's always room for different opinions. And then if you don't open it up for people to share them, then you just get the one that's opposing to you, most likely. So I opened it up, like, what would you guys do? And that pretty much everyone was like, you're good, girl. Stop giving her money.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I thought the consensus, I thought it might be more split.
Me too. Yeah.
I think it worked out amazing for both of you, because number one, she got compensated really for being such a good customer. She got a great deal on the bag. You gave her extra $200 off, but then also you made out really well, but you had a lot of headache to deal with.
Yeah.
So,
but also think about this. Think about your customer, Amber. She's really into Coach bags, right?
Yep.
Can you think of a Coach bag that has a better story than the one that she owns now?
Right. Literally, someone commented and she goes, I can't wait to find out who this buyer is when I see this bag in public, or something like that. Or someone else wrote, this buyer has the most famous Coach bag out there now.
Exactly. Yeah. How cool is that for her?
Or is it because she doesn't really want to be known? Because I asked her at one point, like when I posted the final picture, I'm like, do you want me to tag you in this? Like, people might come to you with their bags in the future. I didn't say that part of it, but I said, do you want me to tag you in this? She's like, no, I kind of prefer living a private.
Wow.
So I hope people don't recognize the bag in public.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if she's out and about just carrying her bag and people like bum rush her?
Well, I don't know if it'd be like that, but someone might.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think of that.
Oh my gosh, people. Millions of people know this bag. Can I take a photo with your bag? Can I take a photo?
Well, okay. On this note, I was walking into work the day that, let's see, what would this been? This would have been the Monday that I ended up contacting everybody. And the videos, I don't know what it was at that point, but a lot of views, probably over 1 million. And I'm walking to work and I'm like, how long until someone in my real life that doesn't watch my social media says something? And then 30 seconds later, I get in the elevator at work. Somebody I don't know. I kind of recognize her. I've done some presentations with, large groups of people. And I think maybe she's been at one of them. I'm not really sure. It's like, like where the face is familiar, but I can't pinpoint it. And she's like, are you Amber? I was like, I watched your video this morning. And I'm like, I just thought about this 30 seconds ago. Like, how soon is this going to happen? And then 30 seconds later, it happens.
I love that for you though. You know why? Because you've mentioned before how you're like you're a little, you don't really love sharing, like mixing the two sides.
Yeah,
And
I
that
get
was and like this is ripping off the Band-Aid and now it's just over with, right?
yeah. The CEO of my company, the next day, I told you guys this already, but yeah, I went down to get coffee and he was there, and I present to him like maybe once a month. So we know, we know each other by name. So it's not like he
Right.
never talked to me before, but I was like, good morning. How's it going? He's like, I saw your videos.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, my heart did start racing. I'm like, okay, I'm just not prepared for this situation. Like, what do I say? How do I handle this? What's appropriate? That was weird. I hope
So he might be
I'm
watching
glad he
this
brought
right
it up
now.
though. It would be more weird if he didn't bring it up. Like, I'm glad he brought it up, so now I know he's seen them. And then I ran into him another time since then, and he brought it up again. So I'm like, I think maybe we need to I need to schedule a coffee or something so we can talk about this so that I don't feel so awkward about it. I don't know.
I think it's much better when people that see your videos do bring it up than
Yes.
when they don't, because I had that happen last week to me. There was this bartender at this place that I go all the time with my grandfather, and we know her really well. We go there all the time, and then randomly she just starts talking about my videos. I'm like, oh, you know my videos? She's like, of course. I'm like, oh.
Right.
I was like, why didn't you say anything? She's like, I didn't want to mention it.
She's
like, she knew the whole time. She knew the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, in retrospect, I'm like, I'm really glad he just said it right away. And then someone else at work messaged me, and again, this person I talk to every once in a while, and she's like, we're grabbing coffee this week. What is this about? She's like, I need more information. So that's
Ryan.
fun.
Ryan, that place y'all go to is really nice though. And so they probably get a lot of high profile people there, and she's probably just learned serve the drink. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Like she's probably used to that. But
she's like, I don't know. Like, I felt like we were closer with her than because we know her really well, but she never.
That means she's really damn good at her job then.
She is. But yeah, it's just weird when they don't mention, and then you find out later that they know more about you. That's the weird part, is when they know more about you than you realize that they do, and they've been withholding it. It's kind of
yeah. That's like I said, that I'm glad that these people have just been very direct. I'm like, okay, so now I know that. I don't know.
That was on Instagram that you went the most viral, right?
Yeah, I was checking earlier because I figured we were going to be talking about this. And it has in total around 500,000 views on YouTube, around 500,000 on TikTok, around 500,000 on Facebook, and then 3 million on Instagram.
That's so interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why it went so crazy.
Too. YouTube took some time and then kind of popped off.
I wonder why it went so crazy on just the one. Obviously, it went crazy everywhere, but parabolic on just Instagram. That's really weird.
I wonder.
I'm sorry.
I wonder how much the algorithm factors in comments, because on Instagram, I engage the most on Instagram. That's where I talk to other resellers and talk to other people that rescue out the coach bag. So that video got a lot of comments from big accounts in the reseller community, big accounts in the coach community. So if that influences the algorithm, that on Instagram is where everyone was commenting. So, or it could be the amount of time people are watching was higher because of all these people commenting also. So I'm not sure which it is, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the engagement on that video.
But with more views, more comments are going to come through. Or was the ratio of comments really high early on? Do you think?
I mean, compared to the other platforms, there were just way more comments on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. So that could be it then.
Yeah. And when I had first posted the video about this coach bag, people kept tagging the big coach collector Instagram accounts. Yep. And then when I was missing the strap, a lot of those big accounts commented on that video. So I think my point is that I think that if you were in the reseller community or even the coach community, that comment section was also interesting because there were people giving their opinions that you might know who they were too, reading through the comments. And so then people probably watched for longer because they were reading comments. That's my suspicion, is that the engagement was longer because the comment section was more active and more exciting.
Have you thought any about like just the sequence of how everything happened? Like you could have, this whole thing with the coach bag should have happened a long time ago because you've had it for a year. So the timing, I'm just saying, like the timing of everything, it didn't happen until you were ready. And you had already kind of worked on your short form a bit before you got to that story. So you were ready to, you had already improved as a short form storyteller. Because like, if you would have started with that story from when you first started doing the short form, it probably wouldn't have had the same impact. You probably wouldn't have told the story quite as well. You weren't ready yet. Like everything, it's just amazing to me how everything just fell into the bag you've had for a year. And then you had already, like, your account had already been pretty healthy, but even before that, you had been doing really well. And then all these weird complications happened to make the story even better.
Yeah.
Well,
Everything
actually, what I've
came
been thinking,
together.
I think that things like this actually happen somewhat regularly. If you think about all the stuff that happens with reselling YouTube, it's just that now I'm documenting everything. Like I did that video about this weird interaction I had, you know, a few years ago where I made this big deal at a garage sale, and they had to leave to get cash.
I remember
And then
that.
I came back, I gave them the cash, and they loaded up the car and then killed the deal after they already took my money, and we were over halfway through loading up my car. That's another video series that if I had been updating as I was going, it went sideways, probably would have blew up. I can think of like a few things like that.
Amber, you should tell that story again. Why not?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because right now, like, my channel has a little bit of negativity with the coach bag. So I'm like, let me make some positive stories. But
I got you.
My point is that I think that things like this happen, and I'm just documenting them now. So when things go awry, it's documented.
Right.
But yeah, I can think of a few situations, you know, where things have not gone smoothly. Like there's plenty of times where things go really well, which there's some of those now on my short form, you know, like the conditioner I bought, you know, tons of bottles of it, made
That did really
$100.
well too. That did well.
Yeah. And that could have gone badly too. Maybe they, you know, said that I wasn't allowed to sell any of it or whatever and gave me strikes on my account. Like things could have gone badly, but that went great. So, I mean, that series didn't pop off, but it performed pretty well. Yeah. My point being that I think maybe there's stuff like this that happens, and now it's going to be documented.
That's something I'm gonna start thinking about with content. You're kind of inspiring me here. Is series? I never have that mindset.
Yeah,
the series are where all of my growth comes from.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
And
I already wrote that down.
Yeah,
what happens next?
Almost all of my growth comes from what happens next videos, and people in my real life who have been watching my videos for a while. Like I can think of 3 of them who have told me specifically, I love your videos where you have to come back and see the update. And these are non-resellers. So I think it also like the what's going to happen appeals to a wide audience. And it's not like you're choosing to make it 5 parts when it could be 1 part. It's like, this is live. So I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know what's going to happen. I think if you take something that already happened and you make it into 5 parts, you just annoy your audience.
Right.
Versus if you don't know what's going to happen either, then
unless you pretend like you could just go back and pretend like this other stuff has.
Yeah, then you're good. One thing I was going to ask you guys, because this is related, is with the series, I always do a recap on every video about what's happened so far, because sometimes a random one will, you know, get picked up in the algorithm, and I want people to be able to watch it by itself and know what's going on and be up to speed. Again, like if number 3 out of 6 gets shown to someone, they can understand that video
Right.
by itself. But with this series in particular, I was getting tired of recapping. And
you
so
did it every time.
I did.
I know.
But I wondered for the viewers if they were also getting tired of the recapping. And so I kept going back and forth, like, should I keep recapping? Because then if this video gets shown to new people, they'll be able to follow along with what's happening. But then I have hundreds of thousands of people that are watching every video. And I would get a little bit annoyed at this point that I'm recapping as a viewer back.
I think that's a great question. And you know what? I actually asked myself, I didn't tell you this, but I was thinking that when I was watching your videos, I was like, come on, Amber, we already know.
Yeah.
But I am so guilty. Like, you're very wise, because I am so guilty. We do a daily vlog kind of thing here. And we always just talk to the people that know us. And we never introduce ourselves. We never say what we do. I'm Lonnie and Candace, and y'all know that. Y'all know this. Y'all know where we got that. And it's like, you're right. Like, you should be doing something for the people that you want to watch, as well as the people that are already watching.
Absolutely.
I think it worked. It worked, Amber.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The views, if the views are the metric we're looking at.
That's all we got.
Yeah. I think TikTok was the only place where somebody was like, we get it. Stop recapping.
Well, you know what? They were still there. They were there typing it on
and I asked one of my friends this, and she's like, I just 2x speed through the recap. I'm like, okay.
When the story's that good and people are so invested, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Because they can skip it.
It's something
they're not going to click out.
Right.
The people that know already, they're invested enough that your recap will not make them click out. It won't. And new people, like you said, it gives them a chance to get invested.
Yep.
And in the series I've done, the other series, there might be like a week or, a month in between updates. So it feels like you really need to recap. So yeah, this was the first series where I was like, is this overkill? Like, do I need to stop doing this? So yeah, we'll see what the right balance is. But
you know what I think? You know what I think you should do? I think you should take all this data and all these videos. I think you should make a long form and put it on YouTube. The whole story in one shot. That's what I think.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that.
100%.
And I thought you
actually, right.
I should do it.
You should.
Then, right here, we've got it. We've got an hour.
Never ever.
We just did it. Oh,
yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
It's our first viral podcast.
Never ever hesitate. That's something I learned recently from doing short form and moving over to Facebook. Never hesitate to reuse old content.
Yeah, it's been doing well for you, right?
But like, I always thought that, like, back in the day, like, oh, once you publish, that's it forever. You can never use that content again. It's out there.
It's true.
No. Might as well capitalize on the work you've already done.
Right. Yeah, I don't have short form, but I have plenty of long form I could take from.
Oh yeah.
Amber, that is the reason that Ryan and I knew that if you just executed and were like disciplined, like we knew you could be, if you set your mind to it, you're like the thing we haven't mentioned yet is Amber is one of the elite storytellers on YouTube. She's like,
that's a little strong, Lonnie.
No, it's not.
It's not. That's why why do you think we were begging you to make content? Like, we know, we've seen you tell stories enough times to know, like, you're really, really talented at telling stories. You are.
For example, when we were preparing for this podcast, Amber, Lonnie and I were kind of discussing how we wanted to start it. I told him, I'm like, let's just have her tell the story because she can do it. And
I said, Ryan, you know what? A lot of guests, I said, we can trust Amber to just tell the story. That's what she does. Yeah. Right. That's what she's good at.
Which is funny because I'm thinking my full-time job, and that's like part of what makes I can tell the story of the numbers at work. Like, I think about that a lot at work of like, okay, I've got the numbers figured out. How do I tell the story? Like, how do I convince people that this works or like this will work in a story versus just like, here's all the numbers, So maybe that's part of it. Is I practice that a lot at work. How do I take these numbers and tell the story of it to the audience? So
that's a pretty unique skill set though. like somebody to have the skill set to be an actuary and someone to have that same person to have the skill set to be a great communicator. It's probably not that, like you're like, hold my slide rule. I'm going to go do some YouTube here,
Yeah, I work best with someone who's like a super, super technical, stereotypical actuary, like wants to not talk to anybody and just get into the numbers. That's who I like. We're yin and yang. You get into the numbers and you love just diving in, and I will present it and I will make it so everyone knows what we're talking about. That's how I work best. Is like, I can do the number stuff, but I'm not. Some people I work with, they're like, literally the guy I work with, he has a PhD in math. He was a professor.
Oh, wow.
Then he decided to become an actuary. Like, yeah, my point is, I'm good at math, but compared to some of the people I work with, I'm not that good at math. So I'm good at the storytelling communication side. So yeah, you're just making me think about it now. I haven't really realized that before.
That's really valuable for the company to have somebody like you that can do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe there's a correlation here between practicing that at work and telling stories online.
100%.
I will say my current dilemma, I don't know, with Meta's program where I had to post 60 reels, it gave me like a clear target and a clear stop over analyzing, just get a video up.
Yes.
Try it. Just put a video up. Don't worry about the idea. It might flop. Just get a video up. And I don't know. I feel myself second guessing and over analyzing and thinking, I have so many new followers.
Right.
All I know is coach and what do they want to see next? And so I did just like rip the Band-Aid off and post something. And it hasn't done very well, but yeah, I just need to.
It doesn't matter.
That like, I know, but that 60 reels helped me so much to be like, there's something tracking it. It's giving me a deadline. I have to get it up. And then I had to stop second guessing. So I need to make something for myself to do that, like gamify posting again. So I don't get into this over analysis of all these people are watching me. Lonnie, you were talking about how on Getaway Gang, you got this big burst in subscribers, and then now
no, that's on that's actually, well, it is on Getaway Gang, but it's now I'm gonna pack it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was thinking about, was that probably what's going to happen now for maybe a month is that I'm probably going to be losing people.
You may not, because my content, my viral was not really that related to what we normally do on the channel. That's and you're not going to have that.
We'll see. I think it's pretty typical when you have one video pop off that they might not like all your other stuff, or they might have subscribed, or what's it called on Instagram, followed, just to see what happened. So we'll see. But yeah, I just need to get out of my head and just get.
You do like just because you hit some big hits like that, you're still Amber. You're still you're still like, you're not a different person,
Yeah.
And the person that made those videos that everybody liked also didn't have all those followers when she made them.
Yep.
So you're still the same.
Yeah. I think it was because I was like, okay, get my 60 videos done, and then I can focus on my death pile, and then I can focus on long form.
But it got serious.
But then, now everything tick off, and I'm like, oh great.
That's the thing. Like going back to the series thing is that's the cool thing about the series, is because it's not just a video coming across somebody's page. It's something that the viewers are investing in, and they're investing in you. So like, if you continue to do the series, they'll get even more invested in you than they already are, So like, I think if you continue to do the series, I don't think you really have anything to worry about, which is what you like to do, obviously.
Yeah, I really like the series. They work really well, and they just are interesting. Even if you guys, I can probably think of a series for you guys, but whatever, you have something that you're, what's going to happen next? I'm a little nervous about this. Hopefully this goes well. Or
I have one right now. I've been thinking. I have at least one right now.
Awesome.
I've got one too.
I did I did one that this was Facebook, I had these, the 60 reels, and I had like 4 I needed to do in one day. And so I just jotted down ideas, recorded. In my opinion, they're not very high quality because I just needed to get them out. And one of those is now one of my most viewed videos. And it's like my top 6 Goodwills. And I said the 3 I like the least, or sorry, Goodwill outlets. And I said which cities I like the least. And people keep commenting, when are you going to post the second one? When are you going to post the second one? So that's my next one. That it's on my list to do.
Isn't it funny though? Like you were our first guest here, and we were trying to get you to be like us, sorta, right? Come on, Amber, you need to get on the shorts. You need to get on the Facebook. You need to post. And when I say us, that's kind of loose. I'd say more like Ryan. Ryan's the one that's disciplined and actually doing really well. And now you come back and we're kind of like, we want to be like Amber.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And she's teaching us things.
Your short from content, your channels are doing really well too. Like over 10,000 on your one. And I mean,
mine?
Yeah.
I've had some struggles lately. I'm fixing them. Yeah. I'll put it that way. Yeah. I've had some struggles with,
I'm excited for your first series to come out. We'll follow along and see what happens. But I think the hard thing is we get into drama and things from here to there in there. And if you're posting regular updates, if you get into drama, you got to figure out what to do about it. Like, what are you going to say? And like, how are you going to explain it to people? Because people want to know. And yeah, I mean, it's great for views, but it's also
does
hard.
It ever make you?
It was very hard for me to figure out what to say. Like, how do I explain this?
Right.
What should I say? What shouldn't I say? Am I actually going to be getting legal trouble? Did cross my mind as I was doing this.
Nah. Because imagine that video. eBay's suing me.
I did imagine that video.
I mean, I imagined it, and I was like, Amber's going to do great with that video, and Amber's probably not quite thinking about it in those same terms.
No.
That's also like a hedge safety bet that they wouldn't do that because they know you probably would make a video about it.
Yeah. It's basically mutually assured destruction if they come at you.
That was another reason I was relieved when I got the full refund. I was like, well, they're definitely not going to sue me, so that's good.
Yeah, because that was almost. What did they tell you? What did they say whenever they sent did they say sorry or this is a one-time
I don't remember exactly. Let me see.
Did they say why they gave you the money?
It did say in the official email, it said because your item was not returned.
Oh
gosh, I don't want to get the words wrong now.
Yeah, those are important words because one way is like they're just giving it to you, and the other way
in the final video, I posted the screenshot of it. Here we go. Oh no, this isn't it. Yeah, I'd have to go rewatch my own video, but yeah, it was something about the item wasn't returned something. So they did acknowledge that there was an issue. But no, the eBay for Sellers Instagram message, it didn't. It just said, to ensure we're taking the best care of you, we've decided to issue a full refund.
The thing about this whole situation, though, that I just find mind-blowing is they could have avoided all of this by just doing that in the first place. And the problem, that's the thing, is they did technically make it right? But did it change the public's opinion on anything?
Well, there was multiple mistakes. One, they didn't include the strap. Well, okay, first was when I reached out to them and asked why I was getting rejected, they said nothing about the strap.
Right.
Then someone didn't send it. I don't know if they we're speculating that they never saw the strap and they threw it away. It's also possible that they had the strap the whole time. Yeah, and that it got passed around because they told me in my original messages that it had to go to at least 2 authenticators to get rejected. So it's also possible getting passed around the facility, they lost the strap, or who repackaged it missed the strap. They never said, so I don't know. And then, because that would explain why they didn't say anything about it when I reached out, and it also explained why I didn't get rejected for like not having the right parts versus it got rejected because they couldn't verify it was authentic. So that's also still in my head of like, should they have rejected it for not having the strap if that was really noted? I don't know. What was I trying to explain? I forgot where I was going with this. Lost my train of thought.
Well, I asked a question. What was my question?
Yeah, what was your question?
My question was, like, what was eBay thinking, right? Because like,
oh yeah, what did they get out of it in the end?
Right, yeah, exactly. Did the end result on what they did change any public perception
Yeah, because
whatsoever?
I said that
I would
in
argue
my video.
no.
In my video, I
argue
said
no.
that too. I'm like,
Yeah.
Amber's my friend. I'm glad she got the money, but eBay accomplished absolutely nothing by giving her the.
And I remember
the
I was saying, I feel
money.
like they did things wrong the entire way. Because first,
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. That they lost the strap or something happened with the strap. And then before they offered me a 33% refund, they just pushed back on me to the point that I was angry and annoyed. Even when they gave me the 33%, I was
Right.
irritated and annoyed and angry. Versus if they would have just immediately given that to me, I would have been happy. I would have come on and been like, they were so nice. They said,
Made it right.
whatever. They gave me 33%. I'm happy. Instead, I was super irritated. I was angry. I was frustrated with how much I pushed back. And I was just like, whatever, at least they're giving me something, like that was more of how I felt versus if they would have just been agreeable. I've been
You know what it is?
33%.
You know what it is? It's that mindset, and it's kind of ties in. I know you've probably been watching some of Justin Resells content lately.
Yeah, definitely have.
And it's that mindset there, because like whenever I've had, like, I'm sure y'all have had this happen too. Like you ship something and then it shows delivered and your customer says they don't have it. And then
I just had that happen this week.
Right. Yeah. And then they open a case and then, okay, now we're covered. But then a lot of times eBay will go ahead and just refund the buyer as well.
Yep.
Right. Like they do that often. Like just we've refunded the buyer, no expense to you. Like if we're covered, if we've done all the things under seller protection or whatever, right? And the reason they messed up here, something Justin Resells and Ryan Cohen touched on, is they forget who the customer is. In that transaction, you were the customer. In that customer service situation, Amber Resells was the customer, not your customer. Your customer was fine. They didn't have a problem. Well, not really, but I mean, they didn't treat you like a customer. They treated you like, I don't even know, like what were they were treating you like. But no business would treat one of their customers the way they were treating you.
Right. Like I was making something up to try to get money, or I don't know.
When they can literally just go look at your seller account and see what you've done over the past years of,
or your social media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's great. It's wild.
Yeah, and especially, I don't know. It just seemed like, especially because the default response, which is what you would think anyone calling would get, was so rude and like put me off so much. And then the nice response, like the really good, we're giving the full refund, came after a lot of delay and a lot of views.
And you went viral.
Yeah. And I don't know if it had anything to do with it. We're all speculating that it did. And I'm assuming that it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I don't know if I'll ever send anything again that has to go to authentication.
Yeah. Cause the last thing, the previous time, have you sent any, like you had that other time where you had like another oddball item?
Yeah. That one actually, like I was only, let's say 80% sure that was real. So that one, when they rejected it, I was like, okay, I'm not that surprised.
Right.
I had a possibility it wasn't real.
Didn't you end up selling it too?
No, it was a Saint Laurent coat.
Right.
And my husband had kind of wanted it. And I was like, are you really going to wear that? And it's worth a lot of money. So when it got rejected, I was like, guess what? It's yours. But did I
have my fake coat?
Someone from Saint Laurent actually reached out to me from that video series. And I said, I'll never reveal any details about him. But I sent him pictures of it and everything. And he's like, honestly, I still can't give you 100% confirmation, but I'm leaning towards it's authentic. And that's how I felt too. I like couldn't tell for 100% sure, but I was like leaning towards it was real. But I guess with eBay authentication, I mean, obviously their skills aren't that amazing. And because the bag I knew was authentic. the Saint Laurent coat, I was like, I think it's authentic, but I'm not 100% sure. So that one, yeah, I was just like, well, they rejected it. I'm not that surprised.
Was that the last thing you had sent before the bag?
Those are the only two things I have sent to authentication.
So you're only 2 times sending something to authentication. They got
rejected. Yeah. I used to send all my really good stuff to the Real. Like I found a New with Tags Canada Goose coat at a garage sale once and like a Gucci shirt. And I used to send it all to Real, but they changed their commission schedule and pay out way less than they used to. I have to go look at it again now, obviously. If I had something else, I'm going to be looking at all my options. But the thing is, if I send something to authentication and have a problem again, can you imagine the comments?
I know. Right.
You should have known better. You'd be the bad person. That's
what Ryan had a video blow up not too long ago. Ryan, when you the phone on top of the car.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Amber? Well, you tell the story. Do the recap.
Oh man. So
story time, huh?
Yeah. How do I start this? So it was a Saturday. I was out running it.
You just got your Meta glasses.
I had just got my Meta glasses and I had unboxed them this morning, and I was wearing them. I was out, it was a Saturday morning. I was out running errands. I was going to the bank and stuff. And then Pam was at karate with little Ryan. Whatever. Karate was over. Pam called me and was like, hey, can you check to see if my phone, she was driving. She's like, can you check to see if my phone is like in my car? Cause we have location on or whatever. So we can find each other if we need to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you're calling me, obviously she's on the highway. I'm like, if you're calling me, obviously your phone's in the car. And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. So I hang up the phone. Fast forward, I get home from running my errands. She gets home from coming back from karate, and she's like, guess what? I'm like, what? She's like, my phone was on the roof of my car. I'm like, oh, no.
This, for some reason, this fits with Pam's personality in my head.
Yes. So I was not happy. I was pretty grumpy at this situation. Okay, because I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to go get her new phone. It's gonna be all because she doesn't do the technology thing. I'm gonna have to set all this is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, well, anyway. So I look on the like the location of the phone, and it says it's on the highway. I'm like,
so it's still on.
I'm like, well, it's still pinging. It's still on. So we're driving to where it is. Like it's like 20-minute drive to where the phone was located. And I'm like steaming. I'm like, oh, I can't believe she left the phone on her roof. And like, we're just kind of like, we're not talking, right? It was fine. Like we weren't fighting or anything, but like, yeah, she knew I was like a little annoyed.
Yeah.
But while we're driving there, I'm like, remember, I'm wearing the Meta glasses. I'm like, yeah, this is content. So I just start filming. I start filming the search for the phone with the Metas, and we eventually find it. Long story short, we eventually find it on the highway. We find her phone case was on one side of the highway. And I found that first,
like in the median, huh?
Yeah, but I couldn't find the phone. So I kept checking the location, and it's pinging, and I'm like, it must be on the other side. So I had to go back around again. We ended up finding it on the side, film the entire thing. The phone was totally fine. It wasn't even cracked, nothing. And it had an otter case on it.
Did you feel calmer immediately?
What's that?
So did you feel calmer immediately?
Yeah. Once I knew that,
at this point, he knew he had gold in his glasses.
So anyway, long story short, found the phone was fine. The otter case saved it. I don't know how. There was not a crack on the screen, nothing. Totally fine. Edited the video, put it out, 5 million views.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Paid for his glasses. Paid for his friggin' Meta glasses.
Times like 2 or 3.
When did you post this? Is this recent?
Beginning of
months, huh?
I think it was like the beginning of April.
Okay. I have to go check it out. You post so often. Sorry, I don't keep up to date at all.
Oh no,
I can't keep up either.
Is that your biggest viewed video?
That's my biggest TikTok ever. Yeah. I had a sandwich one that got 5 million too, but it
See,
was
is
like a
it the
little bit.
story or is it
What?
Pam or both?
The comments are wild on that because
Or
a
yeah,
lot of
the
the comments,
engagement.
a lot of the comments are mad at her because I didn't let her get out of the car. I'm like, you're not getting out on the highway. You know, I'll handle this.
And your son was
And
with you too.
yeah,
Like,
and all the comments are like, she won't get out and help you. Like, oh, you married a child. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm being a good husband here.
But I think again, it's probably like the real emotions in the video too.
Yeah.
Like with my video that took off, the real emotions were there.
mhm.
I wasn't showing my like negative emotions in the video at all. I was kind of because at that point I was like, oh, this is content, you know. Like, but no, it's fine. But what?
And what's the name of the case? Otterbox.
Otterbox. Yeah.
Otterbox is in his comments and everything.
Oh yeah.
Did they send you anything?
They wanted to. I never responded because they're like, oh,
why
we'll
not?
send you. I forgot.
Oh.
they're,
They're
they're like, oh, we want to send you like a package or whatever, and I was like, okay. And they're like, oh, they were like, oh, what kind of phones do you have? We want to send you a package. I didn't know what Pam's phone was offhand.
There's so many people in the comments that are talking. Yep, that's why I always buy Otterbox. You know,
Yeah. I filmed them the best commercial ever.
Exactly. 5 million views. You like legitimately got the sales. I'm sure.
The reason I thought of that story, Amber, is because you said, what if I do this again with authentication and it happens again? I told Ryan that. I was like, dude, and you know, you understand that next week, if Pam loses her phone on top of the car again,
Right.
you will not be allowed to really film that and post it because they will never, ever, ever believe it.
People said I faked that. A lot of people were like, this is fake, staged.
Yeah. The good thing about, like, whenever I have friends that want to start creating content, the thing I've learned is there's two types of people who can handle the criticism and people who start getting criticism and it gets to their head so bad and to their like self-esteem, and then they like actually feel way worse from creating content. So whenever friends are trying to create content, I try to warn them and make sure they know you will get criticism.
You don't know.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way to warn them though.
Yeah,
because you don't know what it's like until you're in it.
Yep.
Yeah, but at this point, where I was gonna say like the opposite is, at this point when I start seeing the critical comments, I'm like, ooh, this is taking off. Like,
right.
The haters have arrived. Here we go.
You're new to short form, but Amber's not new at all to long form. As a matter of fact, you've had viral long form before, and you're a long time like you're not a new, like Amber's had. You've done a lot of. You've got years of experience doing long form, so this is not like those kinds of things are not new.
No,
Right.
definitely not. And I think that's, I mean, obviously that's good because otherwise this would be a lot, I don't know, even more stressful.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm making it out to be like it was really stressful. In some ways it was. It was just a lot of variables out of my control and a lot of people watching to see what would happen. And so that was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, definitely the negative comments. I've been getting those for years, and they're usually just a small minority, so you also learn to
of course
see that.
You know what's crazy is like when we started this podcast, and I think it's getting about time to wrap up here, but when we started this podcast today, I never imagined that we would only cover that video. I mean, I never did.
But I was telling the story at the time and was like, oh my gosh, it's already been however long.
No, it's been an hour and 20. So look, you know what I want to do right now is I want you to make a deal with us that you will come back for part 3 at some point. Not of this story. We've covered the story, but we need Amber.
What's the criteria? What she's
gonna, exactly this time?
She said she would get what, 1 million view video before she comes on again. She did that. So
yeah, what do you need now? What are your follower counts on these platforms now? I'm curious about that. Like, what did you gain from that? Like, as far as following?
So, well, YouTube, again, I got like 500,000. It was short form. So I don't know, less than 1,000, but still I haven't been posting there. So the fact that you got close to 1,000, maybe I got 1,000, I don't know, around 1,000 subscribers. again, I've been neglecting my YouTube channel. So if you guys follow my YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm neglecting you guys. You're my original audience.
Instagram too, though. You've always been pretty. You've been into you've done Instagram a bunch.
I mean, I didn't start my Instagram till 3 or 4 years after my YouTube channel because people kept commenting and like, that's where people talk to each other. So they'd be like, create an Instagram. And then I just had my Instagram basically talk to people. I hadn't posted a single reel till you guys got me to do it a few months ago.
23K on Insta. That's pretty good.
What's that?
23,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah, I got.
What did you have prior to this?
1,000 followers in the last 10 days.
Amber had way less followers than I did in January.
Crazy.
Yeah, I had. What was that then? I've gained 12,000 in like the last 10 days. So what would that put me at 11,000?
And you didn't even have a Facebook account at all.
No, you guys you guys are the catalyst for all of this. You got me to post reels on Instagram, which
you said that your latest.
Sorry, go ahead.
You said your latest video didn't do that well. It got over 30,000 views.
I know. Oh my God, what a flex!
Point. It's all relative, right?
That's a great flex.
Oh my gosh, Amber, I'd be on cloud nine if I had a 30K. Oh my God,
amazing.
I feel bad now. That is so. Yeah, you guys are right.
But compared to your last 5, though,
they've
insane.
been popping up so much.
2.5 million.
Skewed, yeah.
No, it's
800K.
You're just a killer. You're a killer. You're so you look so you look like this sweet girl. You're a friggin'
girl. What do you mean?
You are. No, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying inside of you is this super competitive, disciplined killer that just wants to succeed at whatever you do. You want to do it the best you can, and you want to win and succeed, and you do it. It's really been amazing to watch.
Yeah, that's why we have to gamify this again because I'm a competitive.
Okay, well,
that drives
just create a non-negotiable in your life.
Yeah, I know
that's what I did.
Right? One a day, no matter what you upload. Sorry, finishing answering though. TikTok, I'm now at 2,600. And Ryan, I watched your interview with Tesla Picker, and you're talking about how TikTok is the most income.
Yes,
that was a good reminder because I was like, why am I even posting on TikTok? I don't use the app. I don't engage with anyone. I literally just post, and I feel like I'm neglecting anyone who even follows me over there.
There's different factors. There's different factors, of course, but I would say overall they do pay the best for short form content.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then my Facebook, I don't know how many I gained from this one, but I'm at 11,000 now. How many did I gain? I don't know.
You gained all of them. What are you talking? Oh, you mean since from
the series? Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But no, Instagram is where it went crazy. And if I ever have a vintage Coach bag to sell, I've got 10,000 Coach people following me, or at least 3,000 Coach. I feel, if I ever find a vintage Coach bag, I do not need to sell it on eBay anymore.
Right.
You've got that one.
Post it on your Instagram and it'll be sold.
Yes, exactly. Message my 3 people that I knew were bidding on the bag. It's sold probably.
Well, if you can think of some metric to hit to come do part 3, when we did the first one with you, people loved you so much they wanted you to not only to do a part 2, but they also just wanted you to be a full-time member of the podcast.
Really? That's probably just the first one.
Well, I mean, no, but it's just a testament to how much they like you, and so I hope you can come back and do a part 3 because we always enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for being my friends and for encouraging me to start posting. And obviously it's working well. So appreciate.
We're so happy for you.
We are very well. I am. I'll speak.
And I appreciate the sounding board too. Of as things were happening with this, I messaged you guys immediately. Can you believe this? She's saying this. I appreciate the on-demand feedback.
It's so interesting how to me it's I always knew, but it's now I'm looking at you to see, okay, well, what would Amber do here, or
right.
I'm it's just it's a good collaboration we have there, where we can talk to each other. And
I mean, yeah, like you guys have identified, I think what's I found works is stories and something people have to come back to see what happens next. That's what, again, causes the growth. Not necessarily always the best views on my channel, but definitely the most growth in the channels. Or yeah. And everyone watching that doesn't do social media, I hope you found the story interesting.
Everybody does social media. Anybody watching this probably does social media in some. And look, there's so many people now, like on Facebook. They are monetizing a lot of people on Facebook.
Yeah, you can literally get paid just to post on your personal Facebook page if you grow it, get like large enough. So yeah,
right.
Yeah. My 60-something-year-old neighbor. Oh, sorry. One last story. We can wrap it up. It's related to
No, I want to hear it. Yeah.
Yesterday or 2 nights ago, doesn't matter. My phone rang from my neighbor, and I'm like, we were driving, so I'm like, Jacob, my husband, I'm like, should I answer this? And he's like, well, the dogs must be out or something's wrong with the house. Like, yeah, you should answer it. Like, why is she calling you? I answer the phone. Amber, I've been watching your videos. She's like, yeah. She's like, I didn't know. And then, yeah, she was asking about everything. I'm like, yeah, actually, she was asking, like, I don't know if she was asking if I made money from it, whatever. I'm like, actually, my Facebook is making money. She's like, you can make money on Facebook. She's like, I post videos on Facebook and I don't make any money. And so anyways, it's just funny about how many people saw it. But like you said, even her, my older neighbor, she was like, I want to make money on Facebook. How do I do that?
Posting.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, she's like, it's probably because nobody's really watching my stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you got to get, post something that people want to view. And then if you get enough, then they'll pay you. But yeah, case in point, just the conversation I had yesterday, the day before.
Yep.
I don't even know how realistic that is. Like, because you kind of got to have followers and not just friends, Like, I don't know what that jump is like for someone that's not already being followed other places. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It sounds easy without explaining the details. Like, there is a lot to it, obviously.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
We'll see if she they stop by whenever we're doing yard work, so we'll see if she asks more questions about it.
So now you're just gonna be, you're not Poshmark girl anymore, though, at least, because last time you were Poshmark girl.
Have I lost the title,
Lonnie? now you're coach girl. So
that's true. All right. Thank you guys for having me back on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Amber, for coming on again.
Yeah.
This was a fun one.
Amber.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Go follow Amber everywhere.
Yes. Good night, y'all.